Hello students, academic year 2021, second BTech, semester 2, R19 JNTK Kakinada regulations. Coming to course Java programming, unit 3 and chapter 2 of this unit 3 is inheritance in Java. And this is starts from video 6. These are the topics to be covered in unit 3 of chapter 2, inheritance. The first one is introduction and process of inheritance, nothing but the basics of inheritance, how this inheritance can be uh, extended for using classes, and the types of inheritance are used in Java programming languages. Coming to the topic 1, introduction of this inheritance, and we know that inheritance is one of the principle of object-oriented programming. And coming to here, this inheritance is one of the cornerstones of object-oriented programming. Yes, this is the most important principle and property of object-oriented programming, and specifically designed in object-oriented programming style. And by using this one, we can solve many complex programs easily. And why? Because this is important in object-oriented programming. It allows the creation of hierarchical classifications. Hierarchical means level by level. Here this diagram indicating that, okay, the diagram indicating you that clearly level by level relation among the classes. And we know that inheritance is a has a relation, and this relation among the classes gives some advantages in designing of programs. And the idea behind this inheritance in Java is that we can create new classes. We can create new classes and that are built upon existing classes. And according to the inheritance concept and the process of creating this inheritance, and we can extend the properties, or we can uh, adopt the properties from one class to another classes. That newly created classes can have the uh, rights to access some members of the class by using this inheritance. And in coming to the terminology point of view and with respect to Java, a class that is inherited is also called a superclass. A class that is inherited is called a superclass, and a class that does the inheriting is called subclass. That it means here in the diagram, it's showing you that this is superclass and this is subclass. So super subclass uh, extending the properties of nothing but this superclass. So this subclass can have all the rights to access the properties and behaviors of the superclass as well as the members of the superclass. Either it may be instance variable or a method of the class. And coming to this, subclass is a specialized version of superclass. Subclass is a specialized version of superclass in the same mean of it having all the properties and behaviors of the superclass, and also include some new properties maybe in use in the subclass by using this inheritance concept. Here, this subclass inherits all the members defined by the superclass and adds, remember this one, this subclass can allow to inherit all the members of the superclass as well as plus it can add its own and unique elements in the subclass. If you observe the diagram here, so consider this as an animal class and consider that as a superclass going to be inherited, and dog is an animal and we know that dog can get the properties of animals, and consider this class as a subclass. And these are the some members defined in the superclass, the nothing but animal class, eat and sleep. Just consider that one. Like then they're coming to this subclass dog can inherit these properties like a dog can eat, a dog can sleep, and dog as a individual class subclass it can add its own unique elements like a member of the class bark. A dog can bark. So this way we can apply simple. This is an example for simple inheritance that you can understand how that properties are extending from one class to another class using this inheritance concept. When we inherit from an existing class and we can reuse methods. So here reuse is the reusability concept comes into the one that it means take this example again. This eat is an operation in animal class and here this dog class can adopt this method directly. It can access through the object of this subclass. Object of this subclass can alert to access the method called eat. So we in the dog class, there is no need of creating again this eat class or eat method, sorry, eat method. So here it is no need of creating any additional or same method of superclass having. So this is the advantage of inheritance and designing of program. So this reusability concepts reduces the program size as well as the some complexity of designing the code for logic of methods individually. Coming to this note point, superclass also known as a base class. Superclass also known as base class or a parent class. Subclass that it means for inheriting the properties. So that is called derived class, you can call and all child class. So see here, a parent class we can call this superclass, parent class and base class. And when we come to this inheriting properties class, nothing but subclass, derived class or child class. And the terminology used in Java is most of the time superclass and subclass in our further sessions. And when we call this upper class or a existing class as a superclass, and what this newly creating class extending the properties of superclass using inheritance concept that is called subclass. When we call this superclass as a base class, then we call this subclass as derived class, base class and derived class. When we like to call this superclass as a parent class, like this parent class, and this subclass in that context we call that as a child class. Superclass, subclass, base class, derived class, parent class, child class. Got it? This terminology you have to remember in the further sessions. Most of the times we use superclass and subclass, and maybe base class and derived class. And coming to this inheritance is the technique. And once again, we will revise these points in a normal terminology. Inheritance is the technique which allows us to inherit the data members and methods of the base class or nothing but a superclass. Here it allows to inherit the data members and methods. What these data members and methods? Nothing but instance variables of a class or a methods of a class. So what this inheritance providing as a technique from the base class, we can use this inherit all the members to derived class. So this whatever this instance variables or methods from base class to derived class, we can give some access to the derived class for those members defined in the base class, right? So see again, what is this base class once again? Base class is one which always gives its features to derived classes. That features may be properties or behaviors of the class. Or this inheritance gives the relation, has a relation among the base class and derived class, and this derived class has a relation to base class. And in the context point of view, this base class always gives or provides access to the derived classes, and who those classes which are extending this base class, nothing but using inheritance topic, then it allows to access all the members of the class. And whereas coming to this derived class or a subclass, the class which is inheriting the properties of the existing class, this derived class is one which always takes features from base class. So it always accepts and takes features from the base class. Next one. A derived class is one which contains some features of its own plus some of the data members from the base class. As I told you, derived class can have a rights to access the code or method defined in the base class, and it can use those reuse of those methods in base class, and it can have its own some features of its own and unique elements or many members of the base class of our for derived class. And coming to this example for better understanding, consider this person as a base class, and these are the subclasses programmer and dancer and singer. And this person superclass having some properties like data members like name of the person, designation. And the methods of this base class person is learn, walk, eat. And these are the methods. As a subclass programmer, it has rights to access whatever define the members of this class name designation. As a programmer, he has his name or any designation, and it can add its own member variable like company name where he actually working as a programmer. And coming to these three adopted from this base class, that is using inheritance by extending the properties, and we are right now this arrow indication direction giving that it is the properties we are inheriting from, right? So it can add another member function, nothing but a method of a class of this subclass programmer, that is coding. So coding is one of the operation or a method of a programmer class that is added uniquely to this programmer class by extending some these properties, name, designation, and all, right? Like coming to the dancer class is another subclass. That class extending the properties of this person class, and it has the same extending name designation, and it has some group name. So what the mentioning the group name of this dancer belongs to. And these are the methods extending from parent class, nothing but a super class. And additionally, it has a more type of method for this dancer class, particularly its own method, nothing but dancing operation. Consider that as a dancing method. And coming to say singer. So this singer extending the same member variables and having some band name where he is working as a singer. And these are the methods extended from the base class, from the base class. And these are the two things he additionally added specifically to this subclass singer. So singing and play guitar. So two types of methods he has its own members of the singer class. So what we understand from this example case is person is a base class, and programmer is a person. Programmer is a person having all these properties, and additionally having some properties like company name where he working and what he do actually in the organization. Same like dancer and singer also. Understood? Then coming to another type of case given here for better understanding you about this. Consider one animal class This is a superclass, and whereas some other classes are extending this animal class, like dog class. Dog class. This dog class contains the animal properties completely and having some more new features like uh, representing the dog object and the properties and behaviors that represents the dog object. And coming to this cat class, this is also a subclass to this animal class, and it extending all the animal properties. And we know that cat is an one type of animal, and it having every property of animal. In addition, having some properties and behaviors of the cat object, and it implements its own to represent a cat object, right? Then coming to this cow class, same as this dog and cat, cow class is also a subclass to animal class, and it also has its own type of properties and behavior to represent the cow object in real time. So like this, we do same these type of approaches we can adopt to the programming design. Generally, specifically, this inheritance comes in the concept of uh, object-oriented programming. It is one of the most important principle, and by using this inheritance property approach in designing of programs or solving in complex programs, and this it gives completely efficiency in that solving of complex programs using inheritance property uh, in object-oriented languages like C++ and Java. Next, coming to the second topic is process of inheritance. That is the basics of this inheritance concept. How this inheritance can be achieved among the classes. Those classes are extending some properties of existing classes, right? By creating new classes. Coming to this in this process, to inherit a class, to inherit a class in Java, there is a keyword introduced called extends. So this inheritance process, as we discussed right now, about inheritance is the process and technique we are creating new classes by extending the existing classes. There itself, this keyword is used to achieve this inheritance among the classes. And this keyword can be used to get this inheritance between the classes of the program. So coming to this one, the general form of a class declaration that inherits a superclass is here given. The syntax of this one is first class keyword followed by subclass name followed by subclass name. That it means we are creating new class called subclass, and that extends, not extend, extends keyword, extends keyword followed by superclass name followed by superclass name, and this subclass has its scope and body of the subclass, and in the scope of this subclass it may have some members of this subclass of its own members, and inside of this subclass scope it can allow to access the members of the superclass by defining or by declaring this new class subclass as using this syntax extends keyword, using extends keyword. And here we need to know about before going to apply this inheritance, we can only specify one superclass for any subclass that you create. When you are creating new classes and for getting this inheritance or extending the superclasses, that the one condition is we can only specify one superclass for any subclass or any number of subclasses maybe, right? But in the Java, it doesn't support the inheritance of multiple superclasses into a single subclass. So this is the type, multiple type inheritance, multiple inheritance. This is not supported by the Java, but in real time, this multiple inheritance needed in some of the cases where some problems to be solved. Then, but using this inheritance, this type of inheritance or this type of case, that it means multiple superclasses, that it means example consideration, one single subclass can uh, means able to extend multiple superclasses. No, here Java doesn't allow this type of inheritance or this type of relation among the classes, that it means multiple superclasses and single subclass. That is not allowed. But this can be actually needed in real time using any computer language. So there is an interface concept in Java to achieve this multiple superclass, and we will see in the next chapter of this unit 3. Then coming to next one, we can as stated, create a hierarchy of inheritance in which subclass becomes a superclass of another class, another subclass. So this is also one important point here when we are going to implement or extending this class properties to another class, and the concept is called inheritance. In this hierarchy of inheritance, level by level, you are creating classes and specifying the relation in the level of classes, upper class and lower class coming to here. So in this way, in this process, in this hierarchy of inheritance, sometimes this subclass may also become a superclass of another subclass. This is one type of inheritance we are going to discuss in the next slides. Then next important is, however, no class can be a superclass of itself. That it means a superclass can not be a superclass to itself. So these are the point. Keep it in mind that you should use only one superclass for any subclass, and multiple superclasses for single class it doesn't support in Java, but it can be achieved by using interface concept. Next one, a subclass becomes a superclass of another class, and no class can be superclass of itself. So this is the thing. Coming to the example program of this inheritance, as we discussed in the previous slide. So I have a class A, existing class A, and I have one instance variable A, one instance variable. And I'm going to create a new class called B, extends the properties of existing class A. So by declaring class like this, using this syntax, nothing but here, A is a superclass and B is a subclass, and B inheriting the properties of A. So this is simple inheritance, or we may call that as a single inheritance. And here the properties of A can be extended to B. And inside of this scope of this B class, having one instance variable, and here one method called set. This set method of subclass initializing this A and B variables or instance variables of class A and class B, both the classes, using values X and Y. So when this calling this method of subclass, we can pass two parameters. This X value is used to initialize instance variable A, and Y is used to initialize instance variable B of the subclass. So A is a instance variable of superclass and B is a instance variable of subclass. Got it? So here, if you observe clearly, so this instance variable A is accessible inside B class scope because B is a subclass. B is a subclass. Got it? This one is a valid statement or valid instructions. And inside this subclass, there is one more method, nothing but sum method. So this sum method is adding these two values A and B, instance variables of superclass and instance variable of subclass. So this is the class behaviors and properties. Class A having one instance variable A, class B having one instance variable, and two methods. One is setting this, initializing these instance variables of both superclass and subclass, that is set method, and sum those two values by using sum method. And coming to the main class, demo, here in this demo class, inside main function, I have created one object for this subclass B, that is X is a object of subclass B. Now I'm going to call the method set using this object of subclass by passing two values. This 10 is loaded into X and this 20 is loaded into Y. And this X is initialized A, that is instance variable A. So what before this one, just I'm going to give the memory representation of this object S. So now X is a object of subclass, right? And what memory for this object will allocate is whatever the instance variables created are object of that instant superclass A, that is A. So this object of subclass contains the instance variables of class A, superclass, and instance variable of this base subclass. So both this line. When we call this set method, this X and Y values are initializing these instance variables A and B. So here A is initialized with value 10 and B is initialized with value 20. So this is X object of B class, subclass, right? And again, I'm using this object X to call the second method defined in the subclass, that is sum. So it simply display the sum value of these two values, that is 30. Answer is sum is 30. So what we are given here, it is sum equal to A plus B, 10 plus 20, 30. Okay. So shall we go to see the execution part of this one? Yes, it is. So coming to here, this is a program what we discussed now about the simple inheritance. Okay. Now coming to command prompt for executing this one. Yeah, see, come to here. What is the class name I have given here? It is Java C demo. Demo is my file name. Demo main class name demo dot Java. Okay. Now Java space demo. It's simply giving 30. So sum equal to 30. It got right. You got it. So here. So coming to here. So this A is accessible, right? So this is valid. So this is called inheritance, simple inheritance. And next one, coming to what different types of inheritances that are existing or possible in Java language. Now, coming to these are the different types of inheritance we can implement using inheritance topic. Coming to the first one, simple inheritance or single inheritance. We can also like to call this as a single or simple inheritance. So in this inheritance, only one parent class and one child class will involve. And these two having some relation, and parent class properties are extended by this child class, right? This child class objects can allow to access whatever the methods or members defined inside this parent class. So this is called simple inheritance. Coming to another type of inheritance is multi-level inheritance. Multi-level. So level by level, already this inheritance concept is nothing but a hierarchical classification of creating classes. So in this multi-level, so one parent class properties extended by one child class 1. And in turn, this child class 1 will act as a parent class to another class called child class 2. So here, this indication of color saying clearly, this will act as a child class and as well as a parent class. Got it? And next type of inheritance is hierarchical inheritance, and where one parent class will uh, going to nothing but sorry, two child classes. Two child classes are extending one single class properties. This parent class properties are extended to two different new child classes, child class 1 and child class 2. So this is also possible type of inheritance in Java language. And we will see some example programs also. And coming to the last one, multiple inheritance. Actually, this type of inheritance doesn't support by Java language, and in C++ this one is allowed. In C++ this one is allowed, but in Java it is not allowed. This type of inheritance, multiple inheritance. In Java it is not allowed, but we can implement this multiple inheritance using inheritance concept, and we'll discuss that one in the next chapter of the unit 3. Coming to the individual one by one, we will discuss now. First one, single inheritance. So one superclass and one subclass. So here superclass is class A and subclass is class B. In superclass, we have a method A, and that simply displaying method base class method. This is base class method or a parent class method, superclass method. So this one. This is one of the method. A member of the or method of method A is a member of the superclass A. And class B extending the properties of class A. So now B becomes a subclass of this superclass A. And inside this class, I'm considering this as a main class, or you can separate these two classes and you can define this one into a another main class also. I will show you the same in the program also. Coming to here, in this one, in subclass, we have another method, new member of this subclass, method B. So it's simply displaying child class method. And two classes are there, class A and class B. Class A is a superclass, class B is a subclass, and both classes having one method called method A of superclass, method B subclass method. And coming to the main function, and you can separate these two classes in a program, and you can put all these main method in another class also to making that as a main class. And I will show you this process in the example execution process. And coming to this step, where I'm creating one object of this base subclass, and this is object creation. And using this object, I'm calling method A. What is this method A? It's a member of base class, not member of base class, right? Member of base class. And object B, object dot method B. I'm invoking method B. That is a member of a subclass. This is a member of subclass. So calling superclass method and calling local method of subclass. So here, if you observe here inheritance, the same illustrated in the diagrammatical approach. There is a superclass called class A having one member method A, and B is a subclass extending the properties of this superclass, and it can access method A from A class superclass, and it has its own local method or a new method or a new member of this base class. That is this one is completely for this class B subclass. Got it? Shall we go for execution part? Okay. Right over. Come to here. I have taken same class A having one method A, class B extending class A, and having one method B. So these two classes having separate, and I have taken another class as I told you. So this single inheritance class, inside this class there is a method called main function, and I have created one object for this subclass, and I am calling superclass method as well as subclass method. using subclass method, subclass objects. This is important. And coming to the execution part, coming to this command prompt here, Java C space, what is my file name? Single inheritance dot Java. So no errors, Java space single. What it get? Both methods will call base class method, subclass method, or child class method. So see, if you observe here, by using subclass object, we can call base class method also. This is the usage of this reuse of reusability by using this inheritance, achieving reusability. This base class method can be called by using subclass object, and child class method is a local method to subclass, thus it is simply accessing by that object. Got it? Next one, coming to multi-level inheritance. So in this multi-level inheritance, first see this diagrammatic approach. There is a superclass having method A and one subclass extending the properties of this superclass and allowed to access method A of class A and having local method B of this class subclass 1. And coming to this subclass 2, it is extending the properties of subclass 1. That means here this is an intermediate class acting as a superclass as well as subclass. So subclass 2 superclass and superclass 2 subclass 2. So this subclass 2 is a grandchildren to the superclass, So that's why this subclass 2 can allow to access the methods from superclass A or members from superclass and members from this subclass 1. So here this method A can access from class A and method B allowed from this class subclass 1, and method C is a local member. So this is level by level inheritance. That's why we call this inheritance type as a multi-level inheritance. So coming to here, this is superclass and having method A, and this is subclass 1 extending the properties of superclass and having method B, and this is another subclass extending properties of subclass 1 and having method C. And inside main function, we are creating subclass 2. This class object. This class object can allow to access superclass methods or members and the parent class subclass 1 also. So this one, all these are valid statements. This object of subclass 2 can access this, can invoke method A of superclass, method B of this subclass 1 and local method of this subclass 2. Coming to the execution part, go to the program. Yes, coming to here, this is multi-level Java program. I have a superclass here and one method called method A and have subclass 1 extending properties of superclass and subclass 2 method, subclass 2 extending properties of subclass 1, level by level inheritance, and having method C. And 3 classes are separated and I have taken one main class called multi-level. Inside this class, I have a main function. So that's why I will call it as a multi-level class, main class, and the file name is multi-level. See here, multi-level Java program. And inside this main function, I have created an object for this subclass 2. And I'm using this object to invoke method A of superclass, method B of subclass 1, and local method of subclass 2, method C. So go to execution, go to command prompt. Yeah, come to here. Java C space multi-level dot Java, enter. No errors. Then happily execute Java space multi-level. So if you observe here, method A of class superclass display the method is invoked. Subclass 1 method is invoked. Subclass 2 method is invoked. Method A, method B, method C. We invoke these methods of these classes using subclass 2 object. Got it? Next one, hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. So coming to the diagram, hierarchical means level by level. So here, one superclass properties are extended by two subclasses, class A, class B, class C. So class A contains method A, class B contains local method B and allowed to access method A from class A. And class C is a child class to parent class A. So it can allow to access method A of parent class A and having local method C. So coming to the programming point of view, this is superclass and having method A, and this is subclass B extending properties of superclass A and having method B. And class C is a parent child class to extending properties of superclass A having method C. And coming to the main method, I have created objects of these: object 1 of superclass, object 2 of super subclass, and object 3 of subclass. And why I created individually here, I'm trying to access the properties of class A from class B to class C, class B and class C. So why I have created all different objects for different classes here. So I'm going to access the method A from up to object class B and object of this class C. So here this one. So object 1 is a superclass method. It allowed to access method A. Call it superclass method as it is allowed. And object 2 calling method or invoking method A superclass method as object 2 is a object of class B. Class B is a child class to class A as it is allowed to call method A of superclass through subclass object. And object 3 is a object of class 3 and class C is a subclass of parent class A, so allowed to access method A, so calling from subclass A method from subclass, it is also valid. So all these objects are invoking method A, and this method B also invoked by object of class B. This method C, local method to class C, object of class C can invoke this method C also. We are not writing those statements here. So coming to the program point of view. So here class A is a superclass having method A. Next one, class B extending properties of superclass A and having method B. Class C extending properties of superclass A and having method C. And I'm separated three classes and taken one main class, hierarchical class contains this main method. And I have created objects for these superclass, subclass, and two subclasses B and C. And those objects are trying to invoke the superclass method A as it is valid, and all these objects invoking method A of superclass. So going to command prompt for execution. So coming to here, Java C hierarchical.java, right? No errors. and run the bytecode of this hierarchical class dot class file, and it generates like this. So see here, superclass object method invoked by superclass object. Second method, superclass method. This method is invoked by subclass 1, that is B. Class B object invoked superclass method. So this one. And third statement is another subclass, class C object invoking class A method. So that's why all these three objects invoked the same method. That's why the same method, same display statement displayed three times. Got it? Next one. Next inheritance is multiple inheritance. As I told you, this multiple inheritance refers to the concept of one class extending more than one base class. One or two classes are extending one base class. So this is the problem in Java. It doesn't support this type of inheritance. So here, the problem with this multiple inheritance is that derived class, nothing but a subclass. So here we have two parent classes and one base class, one subclass, one subclass. So here it is. These are the two base classes. These are the two base classes, and this is subclass. And here the problem is this derived class. This derived class will have to manage the dependency on two base classes, or more than two base classes. Is it possible? With these classes, this is not possible in Java. It is a severe problem. So in this multiple inheritance, generally are rarely used in Java. In Java, this multiple inheritance only achieved through inheritance concept and not possible through classes. And this multiple inheritance is implemented through interfaces concepts of Java. And we will discuss this topic clearly in the next chapter of this unit 3. And these are the references we covered this content for presentation of this video 6, inheritance introduction and process of inheritance and types of inheritance. Thank you.